What if the vegetables you've been eating to stay healthy are actually destroying the one hormone that keeps you strong, sharp, and masculine? Testosterone. It sounds crazy, but for millions of men over 60, this is exactly what's happening. You may think you're doing everything right. Eating your greens, staying active, taking your supplements. But your energy is dropping, your muscles are shrinking, and your drive just isn't what it used to be. The culprit? It might not be aging, it might be what's sitting on your dinner plate. Because some of the most common vegetables, the ones praised as superfoods, can silently sabotage your testosterone levels, causing fatigue, belly fat, brain fog, low libido, and even depression. And most men have no idea. So today, we're going to expose the 3 so-called healthy vegetables that men over 60 should never eat. And we'll reveal the powerful testosterone-friendly foods you should be eating instead. Vegetable number 1. Kale, the estrogen elevator in disguise. Yes, kale. The leafy green that health influencers worship is actually a hormonal disruptor in disguise for older men. Kale is loaded with compounds like indole-3-carbinol, which gets converted in the body to diindolylmethane, DIM. While this may help some women balance estrogen, it has a dangerous effect in older men. You see, after 60, your testosterone is already declining. You don't need anything tipping the scales further. But DIM can increase the breakdown of androgens and amplify estrogenic activity in the body. Worse, kale is also a cruciferous vegetable, which means it contains goitrogens, substances that can interfere with thyroid function. The thyroid is crucial for metabolism and energy regulation, and when it slows down, testosterone production follows. Combine that with kale's high content of oxalates, which can block mineral absorption, and you've got a perfect storm. Zinc and magnesium, 2 key minerals needed for testosterone synthesis, get flushed out, and that leads to even lower T levels. Bottom line, kale may be great for a detox smoothie, but for older men fighting the hormonal clock, it's like pouring water on a dying fire. Avoid it. Vegetable number 2. Soy sprouts, the plant-based testosterone killer. If kale lowers testosterone indirectly, soy hits it head-on. Soy sprouts, including mung bean sprouts and tofu-based veggies, are filled with phytoestrogens, plant compounds that mimic estrogen in the body. While small amounts of these compounds might not harm younger men, in older men with already reduced testosterone, they throw the hormonal balance off entirely. Phytoestrogens bind to the same receptors as natural testosterone, meaning they block your body's ability to use the testosterone it still produces. Studies show that high soy consumption is associated with lower serum testosterone levels in men, reduced sperm count, and even erectile dysfunction. And it doesn't take much. Just 1 serving of soy sprouts or tofu per day over time can quietly chip away at your masculinity. What's more, soy can also increase levels of sex hormone-binding globulin, SHBG, a protein that binds to free testosterone and makes it inactive. For men over 60, the result is less usable testosterone circulating in the body, and more fatigue, weight gain, and brain fog. The takeaway? Ditch the soy-based veggies. Your testosterone depends on it. Vegetable number 3. Raw spinach, the silent mineral blocker. Spinach may seem innocent, even heroic. But raw spinach is one of the worst testosterone thieves in your kitchen. Here's why. Spinach contains very high levels of oxalates, which bind to essential minerals like zinc, calcium, and magnesium in your digestive tract and prevent your body from absorbing them. Zinc, in particular, is a mineral your body absolutely needs to make testosterone. Without it, the enzyme activity involved in testosterone synthesis slows down, and your hormones tank. Add to this the fact that oxalates from raw spinach can accumulate in your kidneys, leading to stones, and you've got a vegetable that's doing far more harm than good. Many older men eat raw spinach thinking they're supporting their heart and bones. But what they're really doing is starving their testes of the raw materials needed for testosterone production. If you must eat spinach, steam, or saute it to reduce oxalate content. But even then, it's best kept in moderation. When your testosterone is at stake, you don't take chances. Richard's kale. Dilemma. A real-life warning. Let me tell you about Richard. He's 65, a retired engineer with a sharp mind. But lately, he's been feeling anything but sharp. His muscle tone has been slipping away. His energy tank is running low. His motivation, almost non-existent. Richard thought he was doing everything right, eating his greens, especially kale, which he'd seen touted everywhere as a superfood. But after months of regular kale consumption, he noticed a steady decline in his strength and stamina. When Richard came to me, I explained something that surprised him. Kale contains compounds like indole 3-carbinol. These disrupt the testosterone to estrogen ratio in men over 60. They interfere with enzymes responsible for testosterone synthesis and increase estrogen-like effects. For a younger man, this might not be a big deal. But for someone like Richard, whose testosterone is already naturally declining, this imbalance can accelerate the loss of muscle mass and vitality. Richard described it perfectly. I felt like my body was turning against me. I was eating healthy, but my strength vanished. This is a classic example of how well-meaning dietary choices can backfire in older men. Even vegetables with glowing reputations can be problematic when it comes to maintaining testosterone after 60. George's soy story, unexpected hormonal impact. Now, meet George. He's 70 and has always prided himself on staying active. But over the past year, George started experiencing increased prostate discomfort and a significant drop in libido. Like Richard, George believed he was making healthy food choices. He'd incorporated a lot of soy-based vegetables and sprouts into his diet, thinking they were heart-healthy alternatives. Here's the catch. Soy contains phytoestrogens. In men over 60, these plant estrogens can bind to estrogen receptors and suppress natural testosterone production. The result? Increased estrogen-like effects, prostate inflammation, and diminished sexual drive. George told me, "I never thought soy could be a problem. It's supposed to be good for you, right? But my doctor said my testosterone was dropping, and I was feeling inflamed down there." Not all plant proteins are created equal when it comes to hormone health. Harold's raw spinach experience, a cautionary tale. Finally, there's Harold. He's 67 years old and loves his salads, especially raw spinach. He believed that the more greens on his plate, the better. But Harold was unaware that raw spinach contains oxalates. These bind to minerals like zinc and magnesium, preventing their absorption. These minerals are critical for testosterone synthesis and hormonal health. Harold's zinc levels were dangerously low, and his testosterone had taken a nosedive. He shared, "I thought I was doing everything right, lots of greens and vitamins, but my energy was tanking, and my doctor noticed my hormone levels were off. It was a shock." Oxalate-rich vegetables like raw spinach can silently cause mineral deficiencies that directly impact testosterone. One common thread: silent testosterone saboteurs. Each man was trying to eat healthily, yet their vegetable choices were undermining their testosterone and vitality. Kale's indole compounds interfere with androgens. Soy's phytoestrogens suppress natural testosterone. Raw spinach blocks zinc absorption, a mineral vital for hormone production. These foods tip the hormonal scales in the wrong direction. They increase inflammation. They slow down the enzymes that convert cholesterol into testosterone. They rob the body of the minerals needed to maintain masculinity. Most men don't see it coming until the symptoms arrive: fatigue, soft muscles, low motivation, and diminished libido. And even then, they blame age. But it's not just age, it's the wrong vegetables. Testosterone-friendly. Alternatives. What to eat instead. So what should you eat instead? If you want to reclaim your energy, rebuild your strength, and protect your testosterone after 60, focus on these vegetables. Asparagus. Rich in folate, B vitamins, and selenium, all of which support testosterone synthesis and sperm health. Red bell peppers. High in vitamin C, which lowers cortisol, the stress hormone that blocks testosterone. Shiitake mushrooms. Contain compounds that inhibit aromatase, the enzyme that converts testosterone into estrogen, especially helpful for older men. These vegetables support hormone balance, reduce inflammation, and help your body hold onto every ounce of precious testosterone. and that's exactly what you need after 60. Your hormones, your future. Here's the truth. Your testosterone levels don't just decline because of age, they decline because of hidden dietary enemies. And kale, soy, and raw spinach are three of the biggest offenders for men over 60. If you've been feeling weaker, foggier, and less like yourself lately, don't just chalk it up to getting older. Look at your plate. What you eat can either drain your masculinity or restore it. Remove the testosterone-destroying vegetables. Replace them with hormone-friendly options, and watch what happens. You'll feel stronger, sharper, and more like the man you remember, because your best years don't have to be behind you. Not if you fuel your body the right way, starting now.